Moving on to the biggest game, I think, of the first week of basketball, the battle for Los Angeles. The Clippers took down the Lakers 120-112. McClure, I mean, you picked the Clippers as the better team here last week. I'm stuck on the Lakers. I still feel like they have some stuff to figure out. But what was the defining edge, I guess, that the Clippers set? What was going on for the Clippers that they could play so dominantly in stretches?
Well, I think it was, their bench play. You get 60 points from your bench, you're going to be very successful. And at the beginning of this game, Dolby, you saw how the Lakers were playing a lot more up-tempo. LeBron was aggressive. They were getting it to Anthony Davis. Kawhi was a little bit cold there in the first quarter. But when he started making shots, I believe he made 7 in a row there in the second quarter, the Lakers had no answer, and that was a big part of this game, I think, for the Los Angeles Clippers, getting themselves back in the game there in the second quarter, settling it down. And you saw their guys, especially their bench, Patrick Beverley, JaMychal Green, Harrell, Lou Will, the list goes on and on with that bench. They stepped up in a big-time game, and you saw the defensive adjustments from Doc Rivers in the second half on Anthony Davis because Davis was getting his way inside. They started bringing another defender there to kind of help because the Clippers are undersized guys, but they brought another guy there, and it kind of seemed like the Lakers were force-feeding Anthony Davis the ball on the block instead of letting the offense kind of just flow. It was like, all right, I'm just going to throw it to AD here and see what he can do, and the Clippers caught on to that, and they did a great job defensively and came on top 112-102. It was a great game by the Clippers.
The Clippers were absolutely hounding the Lakers on defense. They were going after every single possession, every single ball. They were getting in the faces of anybody who touched the ball in the Lakers, just absolutely getting after it. I love the defensive intensity to see from this team. We figured before the season started, this would be an elite defensive team. They didn't even have Paul George, who's a four-time four-time all-defensive player of all-team defensive right there, and they're missing him. Like, could you imagine that instead of Patterson coming out and playing some solid minutes, albeit he locked down Anthony Davis for the majority of the game. He made him just really inefficient from the field. Davis getting his points. He's always going to get his points, 25, but shot 8 of 21. He was 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Did okay at the free throw line, gathered 9 rebounds. Excellent game for Davis, but one thing that the Clippers did along with their defense, which really helped with their defense, was they were sniffing out the pick-and-roll situation. They were making LeBron James, who's the primary ball handler, very uncomfortable with the ball, forcing turnovers, getting in everybody's faces, really switching well off of screens. This was an absolutely dominant performance by the Clippers defense. I loved what I saw from this team.
I agree with you, Dolby, and I think there's some major question marks here for the Lakers. A lot of people were getting on LeBron for being a little bit too passive and not being aggressive, and I think that criticism is rightfully so there, but I think it's a little bit too early to criticize LeBron James this early on. I know we didn't have the best game, but this is a brand new Lakers team, guys. It's a brand new coach. There were 4 guys on this Lakers team this year that are still there from last year's team: Kuzma, LeBron, Davius Caldwell-Pope, and Caruso. That's about it for the Lakers, and JaVale McGee. So 5 Lakers that were on the team last year. So it's going to take some time, but we'll say this. If it wasn't for Danny Green's 28-point performance, they would have been blown out by 20 points. He came up big and hit 7 threes, 7 of 9 from 3, 10 of 14 from the field. Without his game, they would have lost this game by 20. And Dolby, I really want to get your comments on this. How about LeBron saying that it isn't a rivalry? What do you think about that? Because I don't like that at all. If you're LeBron James saying that this isn't a rivalry, you're playing the same place. It's the Staples Center. There's a new captain in town in Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers, and I know it's the first game of the season. You got to work some things out, but you can't sit there and say it ain't a rivalry.
This has to be a rivalry. The only way that he's saying it's not a rivalry is because there were so many supporters of the purple and gold in the stands two nights ago for the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers faithful really showed out during this game. I think this is absolutely a rivalry. It has to be. These are two of the best teams in basketball, 1A and 1B in the West, however you want to sort them. LeBron James is too buddy-buddy with everybody. I swear, this guy wants to be friends with the whole league. Why do you want to be friends with Kawhi Leonard? Why do you not just want to come out and say this is a rivalry? Get your guys hyped up. Who cares about bulletin board material for the other team? Because 2 nights ago, it seemed like they were already really hyped to get out on the court, and the Lakers look sluggish at times.
Yes.
You need to get your guys fired up if you're LeBron James.
Right.
You got to put that on your shoulders. I saw he was doing the chalk toss. He was doing classic LeBron. And the classic LeBron stat line, he almost had a triple-double, 18 points, really dishing out some nice assists. He's got to be better, and he really just needs to bring the funk this year. He's got to get his guys motivated.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why, I saw it a lot just, from post-game of this game, and they were saying that LeBron needs to be better, and I agree with that because this is the first game of the season. You didn't make the playoffs if you're the Lakers. So LeBron got rest for the first time pretty much in his career, and you come out sluggish like that. I understand that it's a new team and you got to work some things out. The chemistry with Anthony Davis and LeBron James isn't 100%, and it's going to be 100%, I think, as the season moves along. That's going to be a lethal duo, people. It didn't look as good opening night, but it's going to get better. And they got to get some more production from their bench, and that's something that I brought up when we were talking about the Battle of L.A., how the Clippers have a deeper bench. You saw it here tonight, or you saw it there 2 nights ago in this game, and we'll have to see, man. It's going to be a great NBA season, and these two teams are going to be battling for it in the West. But if the Lakers want to get to the NBA Finals, this is going to be one of the teams that you're going to be facing, and you're going to have to do a much better job than you did Tuesday night.
Yeah, no Rajon Rondo, no Kyle Kuzma. For the Lakers, hurts their depth a little bit. Avery Bradley had to get inserted in that starting lineup. He played pretty well.